Coming up on the Grandpa Joe Show, we will be talking about our great-grandpa park, as well as mention about a mobile studio coming here at the Grandpa Joe Show. And we will also talk about my new phone, which, here you are.
Dominic's happy about having that new phone.
I am very happy. So it's going to be a shorter one for here at the Grandpa Joe Show today, because just in a bit of a time crunch right now. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the Grandpa Joe Show, as the Grandpa Joe Show starts right now, the 10th episode.
I remember you, you lift my spirit, with you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger.
So, we will begin by talking about that I actually forgot to mention at the top of the show. We will talk about our mobile studio. So we're just gonna do this out of order.
And you know what?
Do it.
And we can barely even talk about it, because otherwise it won't be a big, not really a surprise, but
well, you'll see it in episode 10.5.
Yeah, there'll be a 10.5 episode. Soon. You'll actually see our new mobile studio. But in the meantime, just so you know, we're actually going to have a mobile studio that will probably enhance things a little bit.
Yeah. If you read the message at the very, very tippy top of the show that I showed, basically we'll be doing a live stream on Memorial Day weekend, which is still pending, by the way. Have gotten closer to completion, though, that it looks like it will be Memorial Day weekend. But anyway, we'll be doing our first live stream instead on Memorial Day weekend rather than our El Paso vacation.
Wow.
And so,
how are you going to get all that ready by Memorial Day weekend?
I'm going to work as hard as I can over the
We're going to need people to be live streaming too.
Yeah. So basically, do the exact same thing that we're going to say about the August one. Tell everybody that you know, regardless. Just tell everybody that you know, so we can kick the first live stream off with a huge bang. Alright?
Yeah.
Capiche?
Is that live stream going to possibly... Can you tether to your cell phone? Or are we going to tether to Harmony's cell phone?
We'll have to tether it to Harmony's.
Okay.
So, anyway, besides that, we'll have a mobile studio, but you will see the surprise when it comes to 10.5.
Yes.
Which will be released sometime soon, because school's kind of been getting a little wacky recently, and that's been kind of getting in the way of doing production and stuff. And that's also the reason why we've been missing some shows lately, too.
Yeah,
so,
well, and everybody's been awfully busy lately here.
Yeah, everybody has been.
Yeah.
So.
What else? We're going to talk about Dominic's great-grandpa park.
Yes.
Well, with all the issues going on with North and South Korea and Kim Jong-un,
even though they've been kind of like partially resolved at this point, but
well, that's what's making us even talking about this is Dominic's great-grandpa park happens to be originally from North Korea when he was a little youngster anyway. And we went to go, or Harmony went to go visit Great Grandpa Park shortly before he passed away. Boy, that was back like in, I want to say it might have been probably about 1990 or so, maybe even a little bit before that. And when he passed away, he left Harmony with an address that she wrote down in a book, and it was from her family, her grandpa's place in North Korea. So we've been thinking about that, and if this ever does happen, where the North and South become reunified, we might have an opportunity. Well, what an adventure that would be, to go and locate Harmony's family in North Korea. I guess they had like 5 big fishing boats, not like little rowboats or nothing, the big kind you go out in the ocean with, and that'd be right up my alley. So anyway, I'm looking forward to if all this crazy stuff, that crazy Rocket Man, if he actually finally, it sounds like maybe he's had a big softening of his heart, or maybe it's been tough on him to try to figure out a way to allow the country to reunify, only because he probably has a lot of other pressures from, whatever, the Communist Party there. So hopefully all the things that are going on over there are going to be good things. And we're looking forward to seeing all that happen. And right now it sure looks a lot better than it did even 3 months ago, 2 months ago,
Something
1 month
like that,
ago. Incredible. So that's an adventure way up ahead.
Way up ahead.
That'll be like Grandpa Joe with a cane.
Yeah. So, basically, we will also move on. Obviously, we mentioned about the mobile studio. Basically, what is going on is that we recently purchased something. We will not talk about it, alright? So, you can make all the guesses you want in the comments, but in the meantime, we'll work on 10.5 for it being released, and you guys find out then what it is. So, anyway, we will move on to this little piece of technology,
which is awfully cool. I got us, all of us have cell phones, and we all know about apps, and the younger people know about these apps a lot better than me.
Somebody like me, basically.
Yeah, somebody like Dominic.
Yes.
And we've been kind of playing with all these different signals and communicate all these communication stuff.
Especially with SUR radio, that I think it was episode 8 that happened to be. So anyway, I am actually part tinkerer as a person. I like to tinker around with stuff. I like to tinker with stuff. So anyway, I guess this could be an S9 review, I guess. So anyway, I will begin with turning on the phone. Now you can see this big flashing light. Let's see if I can get it activated there. So you can see here, that's actually iris detection. That happens to be like what I set it up with. Iris protection, I'd say, is very cool. It seems like something that's straight out of Star Trek, if you know what I mean.
No, it doesn't seem like Star Trek. Star Trek didn't even have that.
No, not that. like something that would be like straight out of Star Trek. Obviously, it wasn't in Star Trek, but it would seem like something straight out of it.
Yeah.
Basically, so once I unlock it with my eyeballs, give it a shot, it unlocks it just like that.
And it'll only unlock it with Dominic's eyeballs.
So, sounds so weird, but it's so true.
Yep. And
so I can even test it on his eyes, but it won't work. So
yeah, I don't want you scanning my eyes. The government will probably they'll probably know about my eyeballs then. Anyway,
that sounds weird.
It does sound weird. It does sound weird, but I don't know. This whole world is getting crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, let me unlock it one more time. There. So we're talking about an app that happens to be inside my phone. So basically, this episode's about what's on my phone, basically, after owning it for a couple of days. So, come on. There. So then I will enter this app here, where we'll where we'll have our Wi-Fi signal, but not only that, our cellular signal. Now, obviously, we're not getting the best of reception right now because if I switch it over to the map right now, we're not only in this room that's in the back of the house, but if you give it a second, it will actually pop up a blue line leading to a cell tower. But obviously, right now, it is seemingly
because
nothing.
we have, maybe it's because the cell tower signal is so weak in our house.
Yeah, look at this. So I wouldn't say it's entirely Verizon's fault.
People don't know what those numbers even mean.
They're actually measured in decibels, by the way. So negative 100 is a poor signal. Basically, in terms of 1x terms, 1x terms basically is like the bottom of the line. If you ever had to deal with poor internet connection, or poor cellular signal connection rather, 1x is the bottom of the line. Rather, whether you're on iPhone or Android, it'll pop up with that 1x signal at the bottom of the line, basically, when it's desperate, basically. And then it goes like 3G, 4G, and then 4G LTE. So basically, we're receiving that in the house right now, and it seems like the needs, basically like the bottom end and the top end, seem to shift around. Depending, like, so 1G or 1X and 3G have a bottom end of negative 105 decibels, which is, that's the only way I can describe
And
it.
anybody that lives by Lake Michigan knows of this issue.
They know this.
If they don't know of this issue, they probably
Especially if
don't
they're
have
on
a cell
Verizon,
phone.
by the way.
But if you have can we talk about other companies?
We're not affiliated with them, okay?
We're not affiliated, but U.S. Cellular always seems to get a good signal around here. So anyway,
For real. So, negative 103 decibels is what it's measuring right now. So, and then
that other one is negative 141.
that's a neighbor number 1. I'm thinking that's a neighboring cell tower.
There's a neighboring one that's at negative 141.
That's basically, it's dead.
It's dead.
Basically, you can't get a signal out of it. So basically, and then LTE has a bottom end of a negative 140 and a top end of a negative 50 or above. And that's the same way with 1X and 3G, is that the top end is negative 55 or above. So basically, a 4-bar signal on here is equivalent to a negative 75 decibels, which is a good signal. You can make high-quality calls with that.
Hey, it'd be
And it
really
obviously
cool.
shifts around with it.
It'd be really cool because we were talking about
So yeah, there you go.
when we were driving. That thing was showing cell towers all over the place, even kind of like in the middle of
Let me tell you.
a river sometimes. So
Well, it's just an approximate location, so I
Yeah.
don't think it would actually be in the river.
we know that it wouldn't actually be in a river, but we started thinking, well, could it actually pick up a cell phone signal and think that it was a tower? If you were, like, let's say, tethering to a computer or something. So my phone, you can tether to my phone, and that would be kind of interesting to see what that thing would do. So it might take a few minutes for us to do that. So do you want to maybe shut off for a second until we figure out how to set this up?
Well, I already know how to set this up.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So,
you go ahead.
I'm incredibly technology like geek.
He'll know how to set it up for us, and we'll see if my cell phone becomes a cell tower. I don't know if it would or not, because that's not really the same thing, or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm setting it up.
It'd probably be more like a
Data
Wi-Fi.
connection not available. That's a lie.
Well, does your computer?
It does have that. It does.
It has a tether, but
does have a
maybe
tethering
is it
feature.
set up for tethering?
It is set up. It actually comes with Windows 10 by default.
Okay.
Let's set it with my computer then. Alright, so it's going to share a Wi-Fi connection with it. So give me a sec. Let me attach it to my Wi-Fi network that I named Kaleflake. So that's actually an inside joke with my friend group on Skype that my friends.
There is a chance.
I do have friends, okay? Don't you go think I may have said it, then sounds like I don't have any friends, but I do have friends in real life, okay? So
Wi-Fi.
give me a second to give me a second.
Kale.
That's it.
Who is Kale Flakes? That's you?
That's mine, right there. Give me a sec to connect to that.
Well, that's a weird name.
I said it's an inside joke between my friends.
Okay.
My 8 friends. Don't ask me how.
Isn't kale is a type of fish, isn't it?
It's a seaweed.
It's a seaweed.
Alright, give me a second.
Seaweed chips.
Seaweed chips. Yeah.
Or kale flakes.
Give me a second to look at this here. I just entered my own password wrong. Oh, it's a completely different password from what I've entered. Give me a second.
Okay. So we're getting there.
There. Let me connect to that.
Direct Roku. No,
That's basically like an internal type thing. I don't know how that works, but
yeah, well, I'm just watching this thing because it keeps on adding stuff slowly but surely. It's adding networks.
Alright, so let's see what this thing wants to do.
So
now I'm thinking it may not add it, but who knows? Because it's a cellular connection and this is a Wi-Fi connection, so what are we doing?
I'm thinking that the phone is probably connecting up via Wi-Fi.
No, it's pinging the cell towers.
Is it pinging the cell tower?
It does ping the cell towers.
So then it maybe...
It measures their strength, basically. So yeah, there you go. Kale flakes. Negative 28 decibels. That is perfecto. Like, I'm literally right near the laptop right now.
So I was right. It's acting like a cell tower. Can you see it then now? Get that other screen up.
It's a reminder. Give me a sec. No, it doesn't show up as a cell tower. It's a Wi-Fi connection, not a cellular connection.
Oh, well, that's what I was.
See,
but you said it's pinging. Oh, it pings the tower.
It pings the tower.
It's pinging the tower.
Yeah. It doesn't ping the Wi-Fi connection. It pings the cell towers.
Okay. So
as you can see, I have random 2G stuff on there. That's because it actually measures. It does a heat map basically, and what it does is that it I just brain farted. So basically, it develops a heat map, which I've actually transferred off the phone, and maybe give me a sec. Let me boot up Google Earth.
No, do they call it a heat map just because that's like showing how hot the signal is? Is that what that means?
I think that's what they developed. That's what they named it. Is how hot the signal is.
So how strong the signal is. So the stronger the signal,
I think that's
the hotter
what they
it
named
is. That's why they call it a heat map.
Yeah, they got Wi-Fi heat maps, and then they got cellular heat maps, which I actually generated one of my own, literally just over the course of last night today. So let me give it a second to boot up, because I am recording right now, so this might lag quite a bit.
Well, that's pretty cool. What's that one? Well, that's just Google Earth.
That's Google Earth. Sorry.
I don't hardly ever look at this either.
Alright, give me a sec. And it's got and then those blue and light blue points are the cell towers. Alright, so let me switch on over. If I knock into studio mode and do skidding.
Skidding?
No, I do not want to skid. That's not what. Oh gosh. Oh no! Wait, what? oh no. Oh, it puts the window in front of our faces there. Let me switch the. I still do not want to skid. Okay, don't make me skid.
I don't know what skidding is, other than but whatever it is, it must be funny.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
So as you can see, we got these whole bunch of labels here for some reason, and it's because those are all the cell towers and their IDs apparently. And now I don't know how to dissect these numbers. Obviously, as you can see, there's LTE and then Verizon's. I'm not sure if it's exclusive, but I'll call it exclusive anyway. LTE Advanced or LTE Plus. So you can see there's a whole bunch of labels for that, and if I zoom,
are these cell towers
that we passed by.
Oh, so these are
That they
ones that
connected
it collected.
It collected on throughout the heat map stuff.
Okay.
So this came from yesterday and today, and I've decided to actually gradually expand this, and especially when we're going up to Fremont, I'll do a heat map of that. So,
Right.
as you can see in our local area, as you can see, we got greens, we got dark blues, and light blues. I kind of don't like how it's all set up, the color legends, but you know that's what we'll have to do. And what I've determined, green is green. Green is green. Yes.
There's
yes.
a lot of LTE pluses, huh?
Yeah, it's becoming rapidly expansive.
Now, did you say that LTE plus is like the top of the line, except for
It's the top of the line.
Isn't G5 plus? Is there a G5 plus?
No. So 5G is basically 5G is basically an upcoming thing. I think it's being rolled out in Korea sometime soon. South
There
Korea,
goes
that
Korea
is.
again.
Yeah, it's got Korea. It's
Everything's
like
Korea.
we're always talking about that stuff. So
Yeah, because well, my better
Korea's
half
Korea.
is Korean,
yes, I'm actually a quarter Korean, by
and
the
he's
way.
quarter Korean.
Yep, 25% Korean. Yet the Korean genes somehow get the best of me. Genetics, everyone. So obviously I do know about genetics, but I won't get in. Well, I want to make it a topic off the fly, but whatever. Right now, let's go back to this. So as you can see, LTE Plus and LTE, from what I've seen so far, looks like the Aqua could be 3 bars, I think, because on the way when I was looking at this, it looks like that sometimes when I look at the map, sometimes it jumps straight from green to orange, from 4 bars to 2 bars, because it constantly connects to different cell towers to maintain a stronger signal. So, from what I've seen, it may be the fact. Wait, let me go to another part here. Obviously, you can see I have a dead zone on here because I stopped doing it there. If I can remember correctly what this is. Maybe this could be 3 bars. Aqua is 3 bars. Blue is 2 bars. And this could be 1 bar. I don't know how this works. I'll have to figure that out. So, oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay. So, basically, what we're doing is that I'm thinking probably that aqua-ish blue, like that intermediate blue between dark blue and light blue, is probably 1 bar, but I am not too sure about that.
Okay. Well, I think we got the general gist of what he's doing. Now he's actually mapping out cell towers.
Yep, mapping out cell towers and strength.
Using this program that he showed you that looks like a couple little speedometers and RPM meters or whatever, but it's
so yeah,
the
there you
signal
go.
strings.
So I will be actually gradually expanding this and updating some of the paths here throughout the coming weeks and months. And hey, we'll check back to see. We'll check back and look at perhaps that expansive type thing. So I'll be taking one as soon as I possibly can, using the now locally famous network cell info light. thank you guys thank you to the creators creating this app. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
So yeah,
It explains a lot.
a lot. Like literally, I can literally pop a raw info about this stuff. And if you're an expert that does this, make sure I'm hiding my sensitive data so no one's calling me. Give me a sec. So I'm looking at the raw stuff here. This is the raw stuff.
Kind of a little bit fuzzy. There, now you can read it.
There's the raw stuff right there. So you can see here there's the power, like the power that's required to send it over. So you can sort of reach that's the ASU. Let me figure that out here. And the RSSI, return signal strength index. I forgot what that was, but RSSI is basically the signal strength.
No, one other quick question about those cell towers. Is it only pinging Verizon towers, or is it pinging all towers?
It's pinging any Verizon towers.
Okay, so there
Because that's the ones that are connected. Basically, any connected sources of with
Verizon.
Yeah, any connected cell towers that's connected to right now will ping that tower. And then obviously there's something in the background that'll switch these towers automatically. And then like that's in the core processes. And then obviously whatever the app will see that and will ping any cell tower that is connected to right now. So
Okay.
So it cannot ping any towers that it's not connected to because it's going to result in an inaccurate RSSI reading.
So it'd be interesting if Harmony with the other phone had that app on there, or does it only work with Verizon?
It works with any, like basically it'll
phone.
ping the cell tower that's connected to because
So
basically the phone
it'd be interesting to see where the tower is
the phone
for US Cellular.
So the phone is like the phones are basically the phone handles all the switching and whatnot, and what it's connected to and what is not connected to. The app is what manages the pinging and the RSSI. Now, if you don't have the app installed, it's not going to impact anything really. It's just going to carry on just without the ping reading and whatnot. So,
and I suppose one other explanation for Harmony's phone possibly working better would be if Verizon has their own transmitter on a tower and more people are using Verizon, that would, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that would kind of suck more power from the Verizon network, so you might start getting a weaker signal.
No, it actually, so it sends it to the cell tower, and then it'll gradually, what it doesn't output a fixed power. It actually varies the power, and so you use more power to reach you. So so it can process your request. But if it has a certain limit, so if there's a point where it can't send it out more than the limit allows it to, then it'll be considered a dead signal.
But what I was getting at was, if there was, let's say there's a tower and there's only 10 people on Verizon Wireless talking, would the signal be any higher for those 10 people than if all of a sudden 100,000 people were talking using that same transmitter?
It will bog down the network, but obviously they have.
Does that affect the signal at all?
It usually has like typical cell towers have three of those transmitters on it, like the typical cell tower. So basically, it will try to process it as fast as they can. It doesn't matter how much power is being sent to the thing. It'll be ready to do that, but obviously they got to do it one at a time or three at a time in this case. So if there's 100,000 people on this network, on this one cell tower at once, obviously that's going to create a bad situation. Obviously this transmitter is going to go bzz, 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 trying to treat everything else. In fact, that's going to probably bog down the signal and affect the signal, like the signal strength. So in a way, yes, but in a way, no.
Because the way no would be the power no.
The power will not be impacted, but the signal strength
But the
reading
signal.
will be yes. So anyway, yes, basically yes
Okay.
and no.
Well, are we done talking about cell phones for now?
Yeah, we can be done talking about this. By the way, this guy's name is Baby B or Baby Bixby, if you want to so call it that.
Okay.
Because
Well,
it's a Samsung Galaxy S9, by the way. So
I guess
that's a wrap.
that's a wrap, and we'll be looking forward to you watching this one, and possibly 10.5 might even come before this one.
And even the live shot, even the live shots, or not the live shot, the live streams, I meant. Go tell everybody that you know, okay? Please?
No, live streams, we're actually going to try to do live streaming on Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Is that true?
We are going to do that, and we'll try to find any way possible that we can do this.
Okay. So, if there was a time that we could do it, when would it be? Because
Well,
or
we'll
can we
figure
possibly-
that out, and then we'll what YouTube YouTube has a feature where you can set planned live streams down to the exact minute. Like we can start at 7:18 if we wanted to. So we'll always figure something out, and we will have to set that time before we go on vacation.
okay, so even if whatever happens, we might have a mini Grandpa Joe show to announce that time ahead of time.
Yeah, so basically it's going to pop up on our channel as an upcoming live stream, and I've arranged our channel where it will pop up at the top of the page so people see it right away.
Okay.
So we can always do that, and yeah. So basically our live streams will be coming on Memorial Day weekend. Right now I have it at a default setting at around 7:30ish. Now I don't have the reminder set up yet, so it will come well, I'm just trying to figure out how to say it because post-production. So whatever. The reminder would have already come out by now, and you would have already saw it if you went to our channel. So yeah. So there you go. That's basically what's about doing the live stream. Obviously, we'll have the August live stream too, when we'll be going down to Texas. So that's about a wrap here on the Grandpa Joe Show. We hope that you enjoyed this, because we're kind of getting a little bit rambly there. But anyway, thanks for watching the Grandpa Joe Show, and if you want to go ahead, leave a like if you want to, comment if you want to, and even subscribe if you want to. And when you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell icon so you can receive our notifications, and hit all notifications when that box pops up after you hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button. But anyway, thanks for watching the Grandpa Joe Show, and we'll all see you next time. Good night, and God bless.
God bless.
I remember